What's up, Mostly Mob? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Mercedes, and today we are continuing our stream series. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I personally set my stream up through OBS and a PlayStation connection. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment saying hi. I'd appreciate it so much. But right now, I'm going to switch my view so that you guys can see my computer screen, and we'll get right into it. Now I'll get into showing you guys how to actually set up your own scene, and in doing so I will actually add a new one and we will start completely from scratch. So I'll just call it new. It doesn't really matter because I won't be using it. Okay, so when you have your scene, your first scene is probably going to be your intro. You should be able to rename this, but let me see real quick. You should be able to rename all these, but I don't fully remember how, and it's not that big of a deal. So this scene will be your opening scene, your intro. So the very first thing that you want to do is find a video capture device, and we'll call this our webcam. So now your webcam on the MacBook Pro is going to be your FaceTime HD camera built in. However, you can also add your own webcam. You would find it in the list. As long as it's connected to your Mac or your computer, you should be able to find it built in. Sorry, built in is going to be your webcam that's built in. If you have a webcam of your own, you're going to find it in device. Like if I decided that I wanted to use my phone as my camera, I actually can do that, and I would just do that, but obviously it's not on right now. But yeah, so this is personally what I use, and since it's our intro screen, you want your face up close and personal, you want your background displayed as big as possible, so this is how personally I would set up my introductory scene. And then you're going to start adding on things that you want. So you obviously are going to need audio input, and this is going to be your mic. So me personally, initially I actually started with the MacBook's internal microphone, but I came to find that I didn't really enjoy it because unfortunately on the MacBook and OBS it uses quite a bit of the CPU or the memory or something. I don't know. It uses a lot of something which makes the fans go crazy. So if you use your MacBook Pro microphone, you might pick up that noise, and it's not the best, but you can get a microphone off Amazon for really not that bad. So your mic should now, as you can see on the audio mixer, you should now be seeing bars which show you're getting audio. You can, or you may want to mess with it a little bit. This bar will kind of turn it down. You can turn it up. There's also filters that I personally use. I believe there's one called Noise Gate, and so I believe if you hit that, you can figure out the threshold where if you're not talking, this won't pick up background noise. So if you have a fan like me that's going crazy, if I stop talking, it will pick it up. But if you use that noise gate and you figure out the right noise volume, it will not pick up noise to that volume until you talk, and then your volume should be higher regardless of background noise. So that is one good thing. If you're having troubles with picking up background noise, whether it's your computer fan, your laptop fan, your PlayStation sounding like a helicopter, you know, that's really good for that. So again, we're saying hi to everybody. I personally, you don't have to. I'm actually kind of starting to be like, do I? But I like to show people what we're playing. So this will be another video capture device. Now this I would personally call gameplay, or you could call it PlayStation or whatever you have it. I would just personally put like gameplay or something. I don't remember what I put initially, but whatever you want to call it is fine, as long as you know for sure what it is. So this time we are personally going to pick Game Capture HD 60S Plus, and we're gonna say okay, but obviously we don't need it that big because this is not for gameplay, so we're gonna make it a lot smaller. Me personally, I kind of like it in the corner. Make it however big you want. It could be big, it could be small. I wouldn't go that small. I would let people have a pretty clear vision on what you're doing and what you're playing. It is kind of just background, so they don't need to see you crazy, but they want to know, you know, they want to know. Future editor Mercedes here. I am currently editing this video, and unfortunately we lost about 13 minutes of this video, but that's okay. I am here to plug in what we're missing. So I believe we left off with setting up your first intro scene. We set up our webcam, our mic, and our gameplay. The next step that you're going to want to do is enter in another audio input capture. Now this is going to be your gameplay audio. Again, you can name these things whatever works best for you. Personally, I am using the Elgato. We got the Game Capture HD 60S Plus again. And I do want to tell you guys, because I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you guys are using an Elgato capture card like me, or just any capture card in general, you're going to want to make sure that you have a couple things of software downloaded to make sure that your gameplay and your audio is connected. So me personally, I had to download a thing called OBS Link, and I also had to download a thing called Game Capture HD. So if you follow like all the setup stuff that comes along with your Elgato, it should take you to each of these things, and you'll just set it up. It's really easy. It's really just downloading software or an app, and then you're good. To be honest, it's really easy. But I did want to reiterate that because I know that I didn't say that before. Anyways, so after we have these set up, I would personally make sure that your gameplay audio is pretty low. So I don't have a game playing right now, but if it was, so you want to make sure that your gameplay audio never hits the red. To be honest, you want to make sure that your mic as well does not hit the red. You want that to be more towards the yellow or the higher end of green, whereas your gameplay audio, I would put it on the lower end of green. That way people can still hear what's happening in your games, but they won't have to deal with bullet sounds, gunshots, depending on what kind of game you're playing. That audio won't be so intense and in their face and in their ears, especially, you know, if they're wearing headsets or headphones. You don't want it to be like, bah, 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 bah. But you also don't ever want it to like overpower your voice. Your voice should be higher than anything else that's being listened to. So that is definitely a tip for y'all. Another thing, I believe I already told you about beat suppression on the mic, so that's a good thing as well. I'm trying to think of any other tips or tricks for your audio. This is definitely something that your first stream, you're going to want to test everything. Certain websites have like tester streams that you can do, or where you can make it private so that nobody but yourself could view it, and in doing so you could actually like listen on your mic as you're talking as the gameplay is going. And I would adjust, at least whether you go private or public for your first stream, adjust your audio. Audio and visual are going to be two very important key factors of streaming. I would say audio might be a little bit more important, but obviously visual is very important as well, being visual creatures. But yeah, technically, if you wanted to, you could stop here. Right now, people can see everything you're doing and everything you have set up. However, getting into the fun stuff, we can now set up a chat box and an alert box, and I'll show you that right now. My preferred platform for this, if you are on Facebook or Kick, I would set these things up through Streamlabs. I'll show you that in just a second. There's a secondary website you could use called Stream Elements, but me personally, I like Streamlabs for my alerts, my chat box, and a bunch of other stuff. And I like to use Stream Elements as a secondary. That's good for certain like specific stuff that it has that Streamlabs doesn't. But yeah, let me show you that. If you are streaming to Kick, I would set this up through a platform called Botrix. That one is pretty good for Kick. That's pretty much the main one for Kick right now. But yeah, so we'll go to our Safari or whatever web browser you prefer, and we're gonna go to Streamlabs. And then you're gonna sign in through your preferred platform. Me personally, I'm already signed in through Twitch, so this will take me to my Twitch platform. If I wanted to, I can sign in through Facebook to mess with those as well. But right now, this is your dashboard. We're personally going to go to the alert box. I think the alert box is pretty important. I believe this will be, I would do your alert box over anything else. This helps you to see on Facebook. You'll see the likes, shares, follows, stars sent, subscriptions. Over on Twitch, you'll see things like follows, subscribers, gifted subs, and bits sent. But yeah, we are gonna go back to Streamlabs. This is the alert box. So you're gonna wanna go over to follows. And this is personally how I have it set up. I have them enabled. Obviously, you wanna make sure that it's enabled so it'll push through. And then you have your layout. You can choose whatever. This is all personal preference. You can go through these and mess with them all you want. Message template, you can tell it what to say. This is how your words come in. Me personally, for my follows, I have my Memoji from Apple, I believe, and it's just like the confetti one. But you can choose whatever image you want. I believe they also have their own like uploads, like stock ones, so you can use stuff that they have until you get your own. A lot of people will buy them on Etsy or Fiverr or whatever those websites are where they'll create custom stuff for you. And then you can also do a sound. I personally don't because I have a lot more other stuff going on, but if you want a specific sound to come up, that's how you would upload it. And then you just mess with this stuff, alert duration, text delay. So in order to set this up, you're actually going to copy your widget URL. And then we're gonna go back to OBS. And most things that you're going to overlay onto your stream are going to be actually web browser sources. A lot of these things, like I said, through Streamlabs, through Stream Elements, or Botrix, they're all pretty much going to be web browsers. So this one we will call our alerts. And then you will insert your URL right here. I'm actually going to pop it in and cut this part really quick. Okay, so I popped my URL into that bar, and now personally, I wouldn't really mess with this stuff too much. I would when it comes to our chat box, but for your alerts, this is a pretty good size. So you'll press OK, and then me personally, just with how I have mine set up, obviously yours are going to be set up however you want them to be. So no worries, you don't have to copy and paste based off what I do. But me personally, I have a blank space in this part. Obviously we have stars going on, but it's a really good blank canvas for the alerts to pop up. So now that we have those set up, let me come back here. Make sure that you set up your subscriptions. Make sure you set up your donations, your bits, your raids. Again, this one is for Twitch. Facebook will be a little bit different because you'll have likes and shares just because Facebook allows those on its platform. But this URL does work for all of these alerts. So now we can actually test them to make sure. So let's say somebody follows us on Twitch. This is what it's gonna look like. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Again, you can make that bigger or smaller, as big or small as you want. Personally, when we first put it in, I would have typed out alerts and then Twitch if you're on multiple platforms. If you're only on one platform, don't worry about it. It's just if you make multiple scenes, you don't want to put your Twitch alerts over onto your Facebook and vice versa. But yeah, so this is alerts. This is a really cool feature. I would definitely make sure you have this at least. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our chat bot for this side. So we're gonna go to widgets over here and we're gonna come down. There are a lot of widgets on Streamlabs. I would get very familiar with them because these help you to beautify your chat. They help you to make your stream pretty. They help you to personalize it based on what you like and what you prefer. But these are the majority of their widgets. So these are the most favorite that most streamers will put these up at some point. They also have a lot of extras which are really fun, really cool things to add as well. I really like using these to make it fun. But we are going to go with a chat bot. Once that's popped up, you are going to figure out what kind of view you like. Me personally, I think I use clean just because I like how this is fairly even. It makes the names and the wording even, but there are other ones which are really cute actually. I like that one. They have a Twitch specifically, so say you're on Twitch and you want it to look very similar to your stream. We got that. We have old school. I like that one too. It reminds me of like arcade games and stuff like that. But yeah, old school. And then here's chunky just to show you guys. These are just theirs. Again, they're stream elements. You can look through their stuff. You can look at a few other websites to figure out what you like personally. But these are really cool. You can show people's badges, which shows right there. Yes. And then you can change the colors, you can change the font size, you can change everything you want. So again, let's go to what I have. I like the clean one. We're gonna click to copy the widget URL. And then once again, we're gonna come over here and we're going to do a browser source. So this one, we're gonna put chat box. Again, if you're on multiple platforms, make sure to type in like the platform that you're on. If you're only on one, don't worry about it, But here I'm going to post my URL once again. The URL is posted, it's right here. I personally would change the width and height of this. I believe 720 by 1280 is a good one. So obviously we'd make it smaller. We don't want it quite so big. But you can plug this in wherever you want, and you can make the sizing as much as you want. I just did 720 1280 because it just sounded right. But honestly, I would personally, depending on what else you're going to add onto your chat, you can have it go from here to the top. At one point I just had it like probably about this size. I've also had it like cut off right here, just depending again what else you're displaying along your screen. But with these two things being your main like chat box and the alert box, this is actually a very good start. Okay, so I just plugged in a couple like things into my chat. If you guys are setting up your chat box, you can actually do that as well. So just go into your Twitch chat at literally any time and post into it, and it should come up as long as you've done everything right. Again, you can go in through it and you can make everything as big or as small as you want. You can change the look of it, you can do all that. But yeah, this is alerts and chat box. Again, I would suggest looking through those widgets and finding things that work for you and customizing your stream. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a gameplay scene. So now this is where we are going to switch to our gameplay. So this is our intro. We just got done talking. We just got done introducing what we're going to do. We just said hi to chat. We just did all that. Now we're gonna go over to our gameplay because now we're ready to play our game. So what's nice is you can actually copy and paste. That makes it so much easier. So we are going to make this big because now the attention is going to be on our gameplay. I'm gonna come right back here and I'm going to grab my webcam and paste that as well. One thing to remember, again, we're gonna make this small, but one thing to remember is that whatever you want in the background is going to go underneath. So our webcam, if I put it below gameplay, it's gonna cover it. So we want gameplay to be in the background, so we want that to be at the very bottom. Again, I wouldn't keep it this big. I would probably make it about this size, and depending on what you prefer, you can move this around. There is filters where you can make this as small or as big as you want. Know that there are ways to crop it. Me personally, I actually like keeping it this full size because I like my full background to be shown. If you are somebody who has a green screen, you'll have to look into that because I do not have the green screen capabilities. But if you have a green screen behind you, a lot of people will actually cut out around their chair and their selves and maybe their mic, and then it's just you floating in the screen and you place it wherever you want it. I think that option is really cool. It definitely opens up a lot more video for the gameplay. I think that's very, very cool. But again, I like having my background displayed, so I like keeping it like this. Now we have our webcam and our gameplay. Again, just like before, we need to make sure we have both mics, and you can copy and paste like that. Now it doesn't really matter where your mic or your audios go because they're not like a visual on the screen. But again, like we talked about, make sure that your gameplay audio is around here and make sure your mic audio is around here. I have said it before, but I tend to go into the red every now and then if I scream or I freak out. So just make sure that you're adjusting it as needed depending on how soft spoken you are or how loud you are. Again, super easy. I would take your chat alerts and I would pop them in here as well. They need to be on the top. For this screen, I would actually make them a little bit bigger and then pop them either in the middle or somewhere that works for you and for your game. Obviously, Fortnite and Call of Duty, you don't want to block the middle of the screen. Alerts don't stay up for a very long time and they're not really blocking too much being up here. Fortnite does have a good little chunk of space right here. Over here as well. Obviously the main screen in the middle, you don't really want to block that because there's a lot of fighting, a lot of action. So your trigger is usually going to be in the middle of the screen. When you go and you aim towards them, it's going to follow that middle of the screen, so you definitely want to keep that open. But a lot of this is up to you, personal preference. But yeah, so that's how we set that up. I believe that is it. I think that you're actually ready to go live if you'd like. So I think I'm going to put it back to past Mercedes and let her finish up this video. Thank you guys. That you can do, just take your time, look up YouTube videos, look up on Google. If there's anything specific that you've seen and you want to know how to do it, look it up, yo. You can find so much. But yeah, that's all that I can think about now. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know in the comments. I would gladly help you guys out. I definitely have ideas for more YouTube videos when it comes to streaming. Next one, I'm thinking about showing you guys how to set up a live stream. So how to go live from OBS to Facebook, Twitch, or Kick. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below if you guys need anything else from me. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you stay happy, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Bye!